All right, welcome back. As promised, Judge Randall L. Bethancourt here on a less serious segment. We're going to talk Mardi Gras, and he's going to try to stump me, and I'm sure he'll do a good job. Mardi Gras trivia. All right, Judge, you got the bench.
All righty. Thank you, Mr. Faust. I appreciate you allowing me to be here. You know, Terrebonne Parish is celebrating its 200th anniversary. So it's a big year. And so I figured it would be kind of fun to look back to see where Mardi Gras started here in Terrebonne Parish. When did we start doing this? Okay, Martin, when was the first recorded celebration of Mardi Gras in Terrebonne Parish? When was it?
I think it was the Lecompte. That was the king. I could be wrong, but I would say
When
in the 50s.
No, actually it goes back to 1898. 1898. You were just a small child then, Martin.
I got a picture hanging up in the foyer. I should have known that.
It was the first formal Mardi Gras ball and tableau. It was held at the old Homer Opera House. The Homer Opera House was on Terrebonne, Bayou Terrebonne, in front of what is now the old courthouse.
Yeah.
All right? That was the Opera House.
Good, you got me.
And that was the first
I'm
recorded.
0-1.
The first recorded.
Thank you, Judge. I'm 0-1.
And I can prove it to you, Martin. I got the proof.
I knew you would. Humanities teacher.
It was recorded in the local paper back then. So that's 1898.
All right.
All right. So you're not batting.
I'm 0.
All right. Next one, Martin. When was the first parade to roll in the streets of Terrebonne Parish? When was the first parade that rolled in the streets of Terrebonne Parish?
Well, I would have to say I have a picture hanging in my foyer. That would be right around the turn of the century, 1900.
Well, you're close. You're very close. Actually, it was, believe it or not, in 1925, there was, and it's documented, there was the Rex Parade in Terrebonne Parish. Now, this Rex Parade had nothing to do, it was not affiliated with the Rex in New Orleans. However, there was a Rex Parade, and the theme of that parade was Oyster Town. And it was celebrated in 1925 and rode in the streets of Terrebonne Parish in Homer.
Cool.
And there was a court, there was maids and dukes and king and queen and so forth. But apparently the crew didn't take off. It didn't last. So they only paraded 1 year.
Okay.
So,
well, proudly I'm 0 for 2. Thank you.
But let me tell you, that was kind of a quick question, a trick question, so there was a person who should be regarded as the grandfather of Mardi Gras in Terrebonne Parish. It was Tikhon Duplantis.
That's right.
All right. Okay. Now, Tikhon celebrated Mardi Gras on his property in Bayou Cane. It was on this side, the courthouse side of Bayou Terrebonne in Bayou Cane. Right. And he celebrated Mardi Gras on his own property. And it got bigger and bigger. And but this was all on his own property. He had floats, he had horses and so forth, and they even had the fatted ox, the
Somebody gave me a picture of him framed when I was the king of Homus.
Well, there was a poster of him, so he truly should be named the grandfather because he kind of started this celebration continuously. And when Homus was formed in 1947, that's the more the modern era, I would call that. Well, they asked Tikhon to lead off the parade, and he did on his black steed, his black Arabian steed. So Tikhon led off the Homus parade the first time Homus paraded, and that was 75 years ago.
All right, so I'm 1 and 2 because technically I would have known if you'd have told me he was the grandfather of Mardi Gras.
We'll give you a pass on that.
So 1 and 2. All right.
Okay.
All right. What's the next one?
Of all the crews that parade in Terrebonne Parish, which is the oldest? So the ones that still parade, which is the oldest?
Turanians.
Well, Homus, and then Turanians.
Okay.
And then
well, I thought it was another trick question.
Okay, I've got them nervous now. So Homus, Turanians, and as I said, the crew of Hyacintians. Right. Homus formed in 47, Turanians 51, and Hyacintians in 52. And it was Homus' first all-female carnival club.
Okay.
Female carnival. They still parade.
1 and 3. Not a good record.
That's right. So what was the first all-African-American crew in Terrebonne Parish? Now, this is going to surprise a lot of people, I believe.
Not sure.
In 1952, there was a Crew of Zulu parade in Terrebonne Parish.
Really?
It paraded Mardi Gras afternoon. But again, kind of like the crew of Rex earlier, it never caught on. Yeah, I couldn't find any documentation that they paraded after that
And
day.
not related to Zulu and New Orleans?
Correct.
Okay.
Not to, I could not find any documentation of that.
Okay.
So you're not doing too bad. So Martin, let me
I'm
ask you
doing
this.
terrible, let's be honest.
One more. Let's say a couple more. How is the date of Mardi Gras chosen?
Because of Lent.
Okay. Kind of.
It's got to precede, it's got to precede Lent,
correct.
the Lenten season,
Well, then how's Lent chosen?
by the Pope.
You sure you're Catholic? Well, you're sort of right. Okay, you are sort of right.
Yeah, the Pope got to stamp it.
And so Mardi Gras is set 47 days before Easter. That is when Mardi Gras is set, 47 days before Easter, all right?
Yeah.
So you got to find out when Easter is. And Easter's chosen, it's very complicated. Pope Gregory, the 13th in 1582 started our calendar.
You said the Pope.
That's right. So
All
you
right,
kind of,
yeah, okay, technical
and he
win.
set Easter. So you have to set Easter.
All right.
Once we know Easter, then we can know what Ash Wednesday is going to be, and the day before that is.
All right, there you have it. Judge Randall Bethancourt, he stumped me really bad. I was 2-5, I think. Thank you. It's trivia right here on HTV. You learned a lot about Mardi Gras. We'll see you on the flip side.